Could Ilthac and Odysseus have met on the island of Ithaca? First, we need to figure out when Ilthac could have met Odysseus. The Trojan War began around 1194 BC, when Odysseus left Ithaca to fight. Troy fell in 1184 BC, but Odysseus spent another 10 years trying to get home. He finally returned to Ithaca around 1174 BC. And since there's no known date for Odysseus' death, we'll assume that he lived for about 40 more years, giving us this time period. 1174 BC to 1160 BC. Odysseus is also believed to have been born around 1219 BC, and if that's correct, he lived on Ithaca from 1299 BC to 1194 BC. This gives us two possible timelines when Ilthac could have met him. He could either met him before the Trojan War or after Odysseus' return. Now, what is an Ilthac? Even though the name Ilthac sounds similar to Ithaca, they are not connected. An Ilthac is a title given to a person whose job is to travel between civilizations and gather knowledge. The title is believed to have started around 1000 BC, when people had begun settling into villages and creating early civilizations. And as different groups grew, they developed their own technology, farming methods, weapons, art, and traditions. The Ilthac traveled from place to place, learning how each civilization lived. They wrote down or remembered everything they could, including technology, art, their country's military tactics, trade, religion, architecture, culture, or politics. Before writing existed, Ilthacs memorized everything they learned and passed it on by speaking. After writing appeared around 3000 BC, they began carrying clay tables, scrolls, and other records, allowing them to preserve much more information. An Ilthac did not belong to any kingdom. Their only goal was to collect and preserve knowledge. There could only be one Ilthac at a time. A new Ilthac could only receive the title after the previous one had died or had been missing for at least 10 years. During Odysseus' lifetime, if the Ilthac tradition continued into the late Bronze Age, then there would be an Ilthac alive during Odysseus' lifetime. Since Odysseus was one of the most famous rulers of his time, it would make sense for an Ilthac to visit Ithaca. If they met before 1194 BC, the Ilthac would have met a young kid preparing for the Trojan War, and if they met after 1174 BC, the Ilthac could have met an older Odysseus after all of his legendary adventures. Odysseus spent about 25 years on Ithaca before the Trojan War and around 14 years thereafter returning. That means there were nearly 40 years when an Ilthac could have visited the island. There is no historical or mythological record that's saying they actually have met. However, based on the timeline and the role of an Ilthac, a meeting is completely believable in a fictional mythology setting, of course, Now the next video will be about if Ilthac could have met Adolf Hitler.